There's a quiet financial truth most people ignore. The bigger the ego, the harder it becomes to build real wealth. Not because ego is immoral, not because ambition is bad, but because ego quietly reshapes how money is used. It pushes people to spend for appearance instead of purpose, to chase validation instead of value, to buy things they don't need just to signal a version of success that often isn't even being noticed. Over time, this behavior compounds, and not in a good way. I'm Ellie, and today we're talking about why living a simple and humble life can put someone 10 years ahead financially, even if they earn the same income as everyone else. This connects directly to what psychologists call the hedonic treadmill. You upgrade your life, a better phone, a nicer car, a bigger home, and it feels incredible at first. There's excitement, pride, even a sense of progress. But that feeling fades faster than expected. What once felt like a luxury becomes normal. And once it becomes normal, it no longer satisfies. So naturally, the mind looks for the next upgrade, and the cycle repeats. The problem isn't the upgrade itself, it's the pattern. Because while the emotional benefits fade, the financial costs remain. Higher bills, bigger commitments, less flexibility. Over time, people unknowingly build lifestyles that demand constant income just to sustain them. This is where ego spending becomes dangerous. It creates a life where income and expenses rise together. And when that happens, wealth struggles to grow at all. That's why many high earners still feel financially stuck. On paper, they make more than enough. But in reality, their lifestyle absorbs everything. The money flows in and flows right back out. Now compare that with a different approach. Someone earning the same income but choosing to live slightly below their means. Not drastically, not uncomfortably, just intentionally. They spend with awareness. They delay unnecessary upgrades, and most importantly, they invest consistently. At first, the difference between these two people is almost invisible. But give it 5, 10, 15 years. One has a life that looks expensive, the other has a life that feels free. Because real wealth isn't about what you own, it's about what you don't owe. It's about options, the ability to handle unexpected problems without panic, the freedom to walk away from situations that don't serve you, the flexibility to choose how you spend your time. And those things don't come from status symbols, they come from assets. This is where humility becomes powerful. Living humbly doesn't mean thinking small or avoiding success. It simply means refusing to let ego make financial decisions. It means asking a simple but honest question before spending. Is this improving my life or just improving how it looks? Because the truth is, many people aren't buying things for themselves. They're buying for an invisible audience. And that audience isn't paying their bills. When you remove that pressure, something changes. You start making clearer decisions. You focus on what actually matters. You spend on things that bring real value, experiences, time, peace of mind. If this change, it's bring critical day, the different stuff for the report. Include the study with bigger moving the partners in someone. You start making something on life and real defended in form with advantage. Most importantly, it's not being justinly, it is much more. Weather them, they're bigger builds for the moments. When you remove this name, you start making clearer defended and visible for reason. You start making first problems with a next 12-minute mints. It's still not being most more with you chooses life, peace of mind instead of temporary validation. And over time, those decisions quietly build something powerful, not just money, but control. Because in the end, ego is about image. Wealth is about function. Ego wants to be seen. Wealth wants to be secure. Ego spends to prove something. Wealth grows by building something. And the gap between those two paths doesn't show immediately, but it becomes impossible to ignore with time. That's why people who master this early often end up years ahead financially, even without higher incomes. Because wealth isn't built through dramatic moments or lucky breaks. It's built through small, consistent choices made daily. Quiet discipline, clear thinking, controlled emotion. Clarity builds wealth, emotion spends it. The goal is not perfection, but awareness. Small shifts in daily decisions can completely change long-term outcomes. And the earlier those shifts begin, the more powerful they become over time. If this made you rethink how ego influences your spending, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more insights on the psychology of money and building long-term financial freedom.